Oh, I forgot to add us to the stage. Welcome to the show, everybody. Seth Kamen's over there. I'm Sean Palmer over here. I got that one right. First time in a long time. Look at it. I think it's a matter of the fact that it's 35 degrees here in Atlanta.
Is that why your face is red?
It's woken me up. 35
Well,
degrees.
That would do it to anybody.
It is cold, my friend. Like ridiculously cold. I'm gonna see why my face is red. I think it's a little sunburn off the sun that's coming off the window. I don't know.
What are you talking about? It's 35 degrees. How much sunburn does one get when it's 35 degrees?
You can get a sunburn in Antarctica, my friend. When the sun, look at you. You got the button undone. You're like straight out of you're straight out of Cocktail right now.
I'm straight out of Cocktail?
Cocktail.
I don't button the top.
No. The movie Cocktail, where you're like the bartender. Yeah. Oh, what's he bringing to the table? What's it?
Hey.
Yeah, don't flip that upside down. That's all I can hear is it go crush, and you're done. Especially in the office where everything would smell like I think that's
bourbon.
Bourbon? Okay,
yeah.
Bourbon. By the way, T-minus 4.5 months till we turn 50. I just want to throw that out there. I know.
It's not the first time I've heard this.
Well, 4.5 months, I think it probably is.
But 4.5 months.
4.5 months till the big 5-0. We will not be hosting a show on our birthday.
I don't. So this is what I know.
Okay, please tell me.
Carly has at least told the kids to stop saying that we're going out for Chinese.
We are. We're going out for Chinese.
Yeah.
No, I'm coming up there. We're going.
I know you're coming up, but I'm pretty sure we're not going for Chinese.
Oh yeah, we are. It's Chinese New Year.
There you go. So I know something is going on. I am assuming it is more than Chinese.
No, I have my Chinese dragon outfit ready to go.
Is this what you used to pick up women?
Absolutely. Well, dude, Chinese dragons are very, very good in China. Not here, but in China.
Anyway, so I know something's going on besides going out for Chinese. I just don't know exactly what it is. I have told her I will not ask because I don't really care.
Yeah, Cookie's fortune. It's all about Cookie's fortune.
Yeah, I'm turning 50.
So for your early birthday gift, the Giants decided to bequeath upon you your coach that you wanted. This may be the first time in recent memory that one of Seth's teams has actually given him what he wants. Well, no, you got Jameis Winston. I'm sorry, you just didn't get him.
I did want Jameis Winston. I just didn't want him as my third string quarterback.
But you got him. You got the gloriousness of Jameis Winston, and quite frankly, you have him for next year too. He signed a 2-year deal. So between him and Jackson Dart and the future released Russell Wilson, you will have your quarterback room with the non-quarterback guru, John Harbaugh. At least you know your special teams will be very good.
They will. And look, we're not bringing him in because he's Paul Brown, where he's designing some – he's never been that guy. He's a CEO type. He's a culture guy. And we have no culture. We have no accountability. We haven't for years. That's what we're bringing in.
Well, you're also bringing in an offensive coordinator, reports say.
Did they hire Monken?
They are hiring Monken.
Okay.
He's coming with. Your defensive coordinator is another story. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, but the thing, let's be honest here, it's going to be an attractive position for some defensive coordinators.
Yeah.
New York, Harbaugh, and a really good front four.
Yeah, Wink Martindale making his return.
I heard that. I thought that was pretty funny.
I don't think that's a far-fetched idea.
I have no idea. It was – I'm not sure once you leave that you really come back.
Vance Joseph.
I'm not sure if you have the ego of Wink Martindale that if you leave yet you come back.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But you're happy.
Yeah. I mean, look, they needed him. They needed someone who gave the organization credibility.
Sure.
So who is that?
No, it's either
Harbaugh
or
to a
Tom.
lesser degree, Stefanski. We've joked about this because we know in a million years it couldn't have happened. I think Flores would have given him credibility. But obviously, since he's suing them, that's not really too likely. This is a team. Now, look, Harbaugh, there's questions. Look, there's always going to be questions. He's 63. Is he going to be able to relate to a 22-year-old quarterback and a 25-year-old defensive lineman and stuff like that? I think his pedigree would give him that credibility to do so. I think it's a good hire. Am I jumping through the roof for it? No, but I think it's the right look. I would rather them spend. We've gone through enough assistants, the hot assistants. We've gone through that a couple of times. That hasn't worked. This is let's get us respectable and let's go from there.
Okay, so I just heard he's not the 45-year-old 45-year-old coach. I get that. Okay, so Vrabel's not 45, right?
No,
Sean McDermott's not 45.
No.
I'm just listing off the quarterbacks.
No, I get it. But also McDermott may be in trouble. But he's not
Right.
McVay. He's not LaFleur. He's not Shannon, although LaFleur may not have a job soon.
He's not Liam Cohen. He's not DeMeco Ryans.
DeMeco Ryans. He's a generation beyond that.
Yeah, he's the Sean Payton. He's the Sean Payton. The Jim Harbaugh, right?
Yeah. Where because of his pedigree, he has the credibility. He gets the credibility.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We need someone who will hold people accountable. I mean, we were 4-13, and let's be honest, we legitimately could have been 9-8, 10-7, which is ridiculous considering what that schedule was.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
and your early birthday present is you're not going to be able to draft a quarterback at number 2.
Yeah, and you know how happy I am by that.
Yes,
and I really am. For those that believe that I say that only because Dante Moore is going back, A, you have not watched this show, and B, you have not heard me for the last year say I do not want a quarterback first or second overall unless his name is Mendoza. That's the only guy I wanted.
To be fair, about a year ago, you really
I want Drew Aller. No, but I still want Drew Aller. I just don't want
in the third round.
Right. The only first-round quarterback I wanted was Mendoza. The only one. And in typical Jets fashion, they screwed that up. So now we're stuck with where we are, right? And that's okay. That's okay because we all know, well, we don't all know, but reports are that the 2027 class, which is led by LaRon Sellers, which is led by
Lenora Sellers.
Lenora Sellers
from South Carolina. Yeah. I give you some leeway on not knowing the name.
Okay. Lenora Sellers, Arch Manning, and Dante Moore with one more year. There are more quarterbacks coming out, and hopefully we will not have the second pick in the draft, although I'm not really sure what quarterbacks.
To be fair, if you do, you're going to be looking for a new coach anyway.
That is true. Well, but that doesn't matter. To me, it's irrelevant. The coach is irrelevant to the quarterback selection. We may be looking for a new GM too, but it's
usually the GM gets more than 2. How many GMs do you know have been fired within a year? Within 2 years?
How many GMs are the GM for the New York Jets? I mean, it's funny how I just sounded very much like Ed O'Neill from the Married with Children. How many? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's a better quarterback class. It's definitely deeper. It may not be better. It's certainly deeper than what you're getting this year. This year you're getting, if you're lucky, if you're looking long and somebody pop it in the late first round, you're looking at 3 quarterbacks. I think you're definitely going to get 2 if Ty Simpson declares. And
Ty Simpson declared already.
Okay. And you might get 3. You might. But that's it. I don't see any more than 3 going in the first round.
Who's the third?
No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You might get a third. You
Right.
might.
I don't see it because think about it. The teams on the lower end, you're looking at Seattle's not looking at a quarterback. The Bills, most of the teams that are 20 through 32, I mean, maybe the Rams, but let's be honest here. Stafford may very well win the MVP.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine he's retiring next year.
No, I think if you're looking at the top teams that if anybody's looking for a quarterback, it would be Pittsburgh. Right?
Yes.
Pittsburgh wins the AFC North. I believe they're locked into
number 20, 21, something like that.
You're right. And so Simpson goes 14, 15, right?
He's not the quarterback for Pittsburgh.
No. I'm saying they may pick a quarterback after Simpson. I'm saying Simpson may go to Miami with 11. Maybe. I don't think he will. But let's say he goes to Miami with 11. Then maybe Pittsburgh finds a quarterback that they love so much that they take at 21. I'm just saying that's where I'm looking. If there is a quarterback, it will probably be Pittsburgh trading.
Do you think Rodgers retires?
Well, that was going to be my next statement. Yes. I think that Mike Tomlin went to bat for Aaron Rodgers, and now when you bring a new coach in, the last thing a new coach wants is Aaron Rodgers. The last thing the Jets wanted with a new coach was Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
So, yeah, I think we have seen the last of Aaron Rodgers. The Aaron Rodgers experience as it is.
Is that like the Jimi Hendrix experience because of whatever drug he was taking? I forget which one it's called.
Oh, he was immunized from COVID because that's a thing, immunization from COVID. He was taking some drug that immunized him. I say goodbye and good riddance to Aaron Rodgers. I think, though, looking back, and we'll talk more about this when he officially does retire, he's a top 5 to 7 quarterback in NFL history. And coming from the start where
I'm not sure I would have – hold on.
All right, Montana, Brady.
Manning. Unitas.
Okay.
Do you want to say the last 30 years? Would that be a better way to do it?
Sure. Let's go the last 30 years.
The last 30 years, I think, is a better argument.
Okay, so you got 2.
Okay. Well, we got more. Would you rather have Elway or Rodgers?
Probably. Well, it's not fair asking me because I hate Rodgers, so it's kind of hard.
You can be. Come on.
Let's go with that. Okay, we'll take Elway. Okay.
Would you rather have Marino or Rodgers?
That was going to be my next point, but I don't think it's who I would rather have. It's who had a better career, and Rodgers had a better career than Marino. Rodgers won a Super Bowl. Marino did not.
Okay. Marino also did not have teams that were anywhere close to as good.
Okay. Yes. But we have declared Tom Brady the best quarterback in NFL history because he wins. And he won big games.
He did.
Okay.
But Tom Brady, and to be fair, I don't think Brady's teams were, for the most part, were sensational. I think he found ways.
My point is, we're looking at you won. There is something to be said for winning.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that there is a quarterback without a Super Bowl win that is probably better than Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
So show me 5 that are better in the last 30 years. Is Roethlisberger better? No, not to me. Okay. Is Stafford better? No, not to me. No, I get it.
Is Breeze better?
No, Breeze is not better. Breeze had much better teams and much better wideouts. No.
Better wideouts than Green Bay?
Michael Thomas, Marquise Colston.
Thomas had one good year, so drop that. One.
Thomas had.
You want to say Marquise Colston? Joe Horn?
I want to say Marquise Colston and Joe Horn.
Nice players. They're not Antonio Freeman. Or Freeman's too far back.
Freeman's Brett Favre.
Yeah, I apologize. I'd have to play with that one. I think you're right. I think Rodgers is better, but
So
I don't.
Michael
I don't
Thomas.
think.
I just want to put this out. Michael Thomas. Now, granted, okay, had a 4-year run.
Was it even that long?
92 receptions in 2016, 104 in 2017, 125 in 2018, and 149 in 2020. No, I'm back. It's 16, 17, 18, and 19. 92, 104, 125, 149. That's 4 years.
That is an insane amount. Okay. Fine. I meant it was a very short period of time. I should have said 1 year.
I get it.
And to be fair, nobody's had stats like that. And yeah, Breeze played in a dome. Rodgers played in the middle of freaking Green Bay.
Yep.
Not really. I would take Mahomes over Rodgers, though.
Yes. Okay, there's 2. There's 3, excuse me, 3. Okay.
Montana.
Let's look at this. You're not taking anybody in Vegas or the Jets or Arizona or Tennessee or the Giants or Cleveland or Washington. New Orleans, we talked about Breeze. Kansas City, Mahomes. Cincinnati is Burrow. Would not take him.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Potentially, but not yet.
He's got to win one. Miami.
Potentially, but not yet.
Miami, no. Dallas, Romo, no. Prescott, no. Atlanta.
Hold on. Do you go back to someone like? No, I was going to go back to Staubach. Or is that too far back?
It's not the last 30 years. If you want to go back,
come on, you get my point.
No, I get your difference. No, I said we were limiting it. You said we were limiting it.
Okay, so limit to our reasonable lifetime.
Okay, so that's why Unitas doesn't make it, but Staubach does. That's fair. I'm just saying.
No, that kicked Staubach out because Staubach was doing it like we were retired. We retired by the time we were 4.
Okay.
Well,
so Cousins is a no. Is he better than Lamar? Yes. Is he better? Tampa Bay has nobody. Agreed. Indianapolis, we talked about Manning. It's Andrew Luck's not in there. Goff and Stafford for Detroit.
No.
He's better than anybody that Minnesota ever threw. By the way, is he better than Brett Favre?
Yes.
Okay. Carolina, better. Green Bay, well, we just talked about that. He's better than Roethlisberger. He's better than anybody on the Chargers. He's better than Rivers. He's better than Jalen Hurts and Randall Cunningham. He's better than any Mark Brunell. I'm just going through the best quarterbacks.
I get it.
He's better than anybody Chicago threw out because Chicago hasn't thrown a 4,000-yard passer in their career, in their lifetime. He's better. Is he better than Jared Allen? He's won one. Josh Allen. I'm going to make that mistake 1,000 times.
Too early. At this point, yes, but too early.
And he's better than Jim Kelly.
Yes.
Okay. San Francisco.
You're pretty much at 5 to 7. Steve Young,
Montana, and Young. I'll take both of them.
Houston, I would take Young also.
Right. Houston, no. The Rams, no.
Lauren Moon.
Actually, is he better than Kurt Warner? I would say yes.
Yes.
Okay. He's not better than Brady, but he's better than Bledsoe. He's not better than Elway, and Seattle's got nobody.
Yeah, top 5 to 7 seems about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's really, I mean, the more we talk, like it's so hard for us to go back and make comparisons to people in the 70s, in the 50s, and 60s. I mean, Otto Graham went to 10 world championship games in 10 years.
Well, I think Otto Graham's probably the best quarterback of history. You go 9 to 10, much the same. Otto Graham is the equivalent to Jim Brown. And we are very easily put Jim Brown as the best running back of all time.
Correct.
So why is Otto Graham not the best quarterback of all time?
I think because I think Jim Brown was so definitively better than everybody else.
Jim Brown's got a mystique.
Yes.
Okay. Otto Graham doesn't have a mystique. That's what it comes down to.
We want to go back to Sammy Baugh.
Sure.
And Bobby Lane. And I mean, it's just harder.
Sure. I mean, so I think it's a matter of you appreciate it. Remember, Aaron Rodgers had some of the greatest endings of games.
He was entertaining.
He was entertaining. Let me throw this out at you. He may have the second best arm I've ever seen on a quarterback. second or third.
You want to tell me who the first?
I think Winston's got the best arm I've ever seen. Well, remember, Winston and Culpepper have the two best arms I've ever seen. Those guys could, and maybe Randall Cunningham. Those guys could throw. Yeah, I think those guys are the best three, probably arms, and then it comes down to Rodgers. Look, Rodgers was the biggest asshole of all of them, by far, not even close. But he won a title. He went through. He perfected the Brett Favre playbook. He learned from Brett. So why not? Just why not? Who is the best wide receiver that Aaron Rodgers had? Jordy Nelson?
Probably. I got to go back and think about it.
Well, I'm looking at it now.
I feel like I'm missing some receivers here.
Okay, so the best year that he won 4 MVPs. So he won in 2000, 4 MVPs.
Davante Adams. Wait a minute, Davante Adams.
Okay. Stop. I forgot about Davante Adams. I'm not saying
he was only the best receiver in football for 3 or 4 years. He was because he was so memorable with the Jets.
Okay, enough out of you. Anyway, so he played with Jordy Nelson for his first MVP. His second MVP was in 2014 when he was 31. And let's see, his best wide receiver there was Jordy Nelson and Devontae. He had a 22-year-old Davante Adams who caught 38 passes, and he had Randall Cobb who caught 91 and Jordy Nelson who caught 98. So let's call it Jordy Nelson. And then the last two were Davante Adams.
He also had Greg Jennings, who was good. He did
not. I don't believe he ever had. No, I don't.
When did he start?
Was his first year. Well, I'm looking. 2008 was his first year. So
he started with Jennings and Donald Driver. And then it transitioned.
Game 5 against he had Jennings, Driver, and Jordy Nelson. Driver was 33 years old.
Okay, but when was the first game he started? 2011, 2010? Because he sat for 2 years, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he definitely sat for 2 years. His first year that he started was, 2008. He was 25 years old. They went 6-10.
Okay,
that was the first year he started.
Jordy Nelson started in 2008. Greg Jennings went till 2012. Donald Driver went till 2012. So he did have some very good receivers.
Right.
And they were very good receivers.
He did. They were very good receivers. They were in the Hall of Very Good. Devontae may make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's on the precipice. He's in that Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson kind of threshold.
Well, here's my next question. Would you take Devontae or would you take Andre Johnson? Prime Devontae or prime Andre Johnson? I will tell you, I will take Devontae over Reggie Wayne.
I agree. The difference is Andre Johnson never played with a quarterback worth a damn.
Or a second receiver worth a damn.
So I'll say with Andre Johnson because I don't know where the limitation would have been.
I agree. But take him.
Devontae Adams was a top 3 receiver for 5 years. He was excellent.
And I'll take Devontae over Reggie Wayne. Prime Devontae over prime Reggie Wayne. No question. So, all right. I think I went 4-6 this week.
Didn't you tell me you were like 6-0?
No, I was 4-0 and I lost. So I lost the.
Did you take Oregon getting 30?
No. I'll get to that in a second. All right. I lost the Steelers and I lost the Jags. I won every other game.
How did I do?
I'm trying to think. You picked the Eagles, so you lost that game. And you picked the Packers, so you lost that game. So you went 4-2 as well. We both went 4-2. Just different 4s and 2s.
I'm surprised I took the Eagles. I thought I would take the Niners because that way the Eagles would lose. They'd fire Sirianni and they would take Harbaugh.
You may have taken. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You did. So you went 5-1. I'm going to take the Bills over the Broncos in the upset.
I agree.
Is it an upset? I think it is. Denver's favored.
I don't think there are. The only upset that I would really see, and I find it funny because they're a home team, is I think the Rams beat the Bears.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Bears winning would be an upset.
Well, the Rams are favored by 3.5. So, yeah, they would be.
So I like the Texans and the Bills.
As do I.
And I like the Rams and the Seahawks.
Yep. So we have the Rams and the Seahawks playing what for the fourth time and third time in 5 weeks or 6 weeks. And we have the 6 seed versus the 5 seed in the AFC, and they go to the Texans. And the funny thing is, of all these things, this may be the best year, the easiest year for Josh Allen to make a Super Bowl as the 6 seed. No Mahomes, no Burrow, and now he goes and plays Bo Nix and potentially then plays C.J. Stroud. But you got to be impressed with the Texans' defense based on last week.
Oh, they're good.
That team is good. I had them all year in fantasy, and I didn't realize how good they were. They were getting off that ball really, really quick. Herbert didn't have a shot. That team needs their offense tackles back so badly, and they need wideouts to catch the ball. I don't know what happens. It's like when wideouts go to San Diego, they become Syracuse players that go to the Syracuse that go to the foul line. They just decide that they can't catch. Much like Syracuse can't hit a free throw. Okay, so we went on for there. We have a couple of more coaching vacancies, as one does. Right? So if we're looking down the pathway to the vacancy saga, Baltimore still has a vacancy, right? Vegas still has Vegas still has a vacancy. The V. I will tell you, Brian Flores looks very good in Vegas to me.
I think he even looks better in Pittsburgh.
Why?
I think his personality fits there really well.
That may be.
Tough Midwest guy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little astonished by some of the guys that they're interviewing. They interviewed Chris Shula. I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure out how Chris Shula, who is the defensive coordinator for the Rams,
who led up 31 to the Carolina,
continues to get – I mean, I get the fact that nepotism is alive and well in the NFL, and he is the grandson of Don Shula. But let's remember that his father was Mike Shula. Mike Shula didn't do too well. So not really sure where that goes. Miami's still looking for a coach, right? Cleveland's still looking for a coach. Yeah, there's a lot of coaching vacancies still out there. And even more so, there's a lot of players that you're going, there's no way they're coming back to this team. You and I discussed offline Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett being the quarterback in Arizona. Where does Kyler Murray go? Does Tua stay? Does Tua go? Lots of quarterbacks that may or may not go. Who goes to Indianapolis? This is Daniel Jones. But we have several weeks, if not months, to talk about this. There are a couple of things that did happen in the interim over the last couple of weeks that we have missed. I'd like to move on to the NBA a little bit in the fact that we completely skipped over the trade of one Trae Young from Atlanta to Washington 2 weeks ago. And it once again has proven to me that point guards that are really shooting guards that don't play any defense whatsoever, who are like human turnstiles, have no place in the NBA, especially at $45 million a year. And I get that the return was underwhelming in CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. However, I challenge you to find another team where Trae Young would have fit in. And even more so, I challenge you to find a team where John Morant does. Because I can't find them.
Sacramento.
Okay. Everybody fits in Sacramento.
I'm just kind of like.
There's only two teams that I've come to an understanding. So I had this discussion with somebody at work. 3 teams. He believes in one team. I can't see it for the life of me. He thinks he fits very well in Minnesota. And I look at that team and go, there is no shot.
Which one?
What's that?
Morant or Young?
Morant. We're off Young. Young's already gone. Morant earns $46 million a year. So you need to cobble together $46 million somehow. The only way you do that in Minnesota, there are 2 ways. 2 ways to get it. Number 1, Naz Reid and somebody. Okay. So you're going to give up the 6th man of the year who's an interior post player for John Morant. Now, I get it. I get the allure. He plays the 2. They don't have a scorer. They don't have a guy that's on the ball. But how do you tell Ant Edwards to give up the ball? Because to me, you don't.
No.
That's your guy, right? And defensively, man, that sucks. Like that John Morant is a horrible defensive player. Okay. Now, the other way to get to it, which my friend was totally on board with, and I totally said, you were out of your absolute goddamn
This
mind.
isn't Mark Rubin and you're discussing the Celtics.
It's not.
It?
No,
Okay.
It's not. No, he wants another player off of Memphis, which we'll get to in a second. There was we can trade Rudy Gobert for John Morant, and we can package a deal around Rudy Gobert. For those that are unaware, Minnesota's defense sucks. The only reason Minnesota's defense is halfway as good as they are is they got the defensive player of the year standing in the middle to say, sure, all you guys play Olay. I'm just going to stand here and block everything else. There is 0% chance that Rudy Gobert is going anywhere.
Agreed.
Here. All right. So let's move on. Number 2, Sacramento. Yay. It's where guys go to die. I mean, it really is. It's horrendous.
They're the New York Jets of the NBA.
No, because the Jets don't get those guys. It doesn't matter anyway. No, Sacramento. Okay, so let's fashion a deal with Sacramento. We're trading for Zach LaVine.
Zach, yeah.
Why?
No,
If you're Memphis, why? You're not doing that.
No, I agree.
You're trading for DeMar DeRozan. Why? I mean, these guys, you better be handing over 3 picks to do that because you're just giving more money. First of all, LaVine earns more than Morant.
Correct.
And doesn't do anything for you. Doesn't move the needle. Okay. The other team is a little bit closer to home for you. Your Brooklyn Nets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only way that this works, first of all, if you're unaware, people that have not been listening to other podcasts, people that have not been deep diving into John Morant's off-on stats, Memphis is actually worse with Morant on the court than they are with him off the court.
It's the Trae Young syndrome.
He is a max player that they are better with him on the court. So what is New Jersey looking to do? Tank. And
they're having enough trouble doing that because the Michael Porter deal ended up being too good for them.
Well, we're going to get to that in a second. So if you're tanking, but you have a guy that you can sell to the public because John Morant's still exciting.
Correct.
He's just not very good. Is that worth it to the Nets if you're getting him for spare parts? No. And I don't know if that's the case because given all their young guards, are you taking time away from their young guards to give it to John Morant?
Even look at it on a more, I guess I hate this word, holistic. There you go. Spoken like a true
lawyer,
finance guy. You have a bunch of 20-something, 21-year-old, 22-year-old guys.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what John Morant has done over the last 3 years,
mm-hmm.
Is that the influence you want on this team?
Well, that's what I was saying. You got a bunch of guys there, right? I mean, yeah. Okay, so the only other team is Miami. Miami's in for everybody.
Correct.
All right. So for those that are unaware, one of my favorite lines for those that are unaware, the coach, the offensive coach that John Moran sparred with last year in Memphis, is now the offensive coach for the Miami Heat. So he didn't want to play in the offense for Memphis, so they fired that coach.
Taylor Jenkins is in Miami?
No. Just the offensive coach, the guy that set the offense.
Okay.
So he's a foreign guy. So he took his offense and moved it to Miami. What on God's green earth do you think John Morant's going to say when, by the way, we're trading you to Miami and you got to go play in that offense? So you got the coach fired last year to go play. So I ask you again, kind sirs, where do you see John Morant? Because it's nice to make up all these fictitious trades, but it means somebody needs to want him. And I don't see that happening anywhere. I mean, I've heard Dallas, and I'm like, yeah, Kyrie and John Morant, that'll be amazing. That's an amazing influence on Cooper Flag. Also, by the way, Dallas is trying to lose too. So why would we put another guy there? I don't know. Okay. Trae Young, I think one of the funniest things I've heard in the last couple of years is I have a desired destination to go to Washington. By the way,
said nobody ever.
No. Trae Young said that.
I know he did.
Yeah. I desire to go to the only place that would want me too. Because if there's only one place that wants me, I better desire to go to there. So I'm not going anywhere else. And that's exactly what happened. And so here we are with a bunch of players that, and I put James Harden in the same boat, by the way. The three players that are earning $30+ million have gotten older, and the NBA is just different. It's not the 6'1" guard that doesn't get to the hoop and cannot shoot and cannot play defense is an obsolete player in the NBA. And I will tell you, the more and more I think about it, last year, you heard it on this show, we talked about it a lot, that Jalen Brunson took less money from the Knicks than he probably would have gotten anywhere else. My question is, was that money even available? Because if you're 6 foot, now Jalen Brunson's almost a god in New York. He is a top 5 player in New York Knicks history. And he's only been there like 5 years. But he's like a top 5 player at this point. And he certainly will never buy a beer in New York ever again. But the fact is, Seth, let's imagine Jalen Brunson is on the free agent wire. How much money is a 6'1" guard that is 30 years old going to get? It's not going to be max money.
No.
So that's where we stand. By the way, Mark Rubin, who is probably listening to this broadcast somewhere on a beach, is
he's on a beach?
I don't know. I'm just thinking. Is probably texted me today and said, Can the Celtics get Jaren Jackson Jr.? And I said, sure. Yeah, let's hear about this. What is this cockamamie crap that you're going to throw? And so he throws me Sam Hauser, Anthony Simons, and Chris Boucher, and draft picks, quote, draft picks. And I said, so you're giving up a poo-poo platter worth of poo for
poo-poo platter worth of poo. That sounds like something my daughter would say.
I love Morgan.
I know you do.
Poo player worth of poo for Jaren Jackson. Now, Jaren Jackson's not worth $50 million either. No. But he's definitely worth more than Anthony Simons and Sam Hauser and a poo-poo platter worth of poo. If I'm Memphis, I'm tearing it all down. I think that's where they're eventually going to go. there are lots and lots of teams that are going to be tearing it down this year. And it's interesting that the Wizards are 5-5, Seth, putting my bet of under 22.5 at jeopardy right now. Now, there is a positive to that. I may lose $20.
You only bet $20, so it doesn't really matter?
No. No, believe it or not, the Knicks control the pick if it's not in the top 8. So win. Please win, Wizards. I am happy to lose my $20 if the Knicks can get the 9th pick in the draft or the 10th pick in the draft. I'm perfectly on board with a lottery pick for $20. I mean, a second-round pick in the NBA costs $3 million. So if I can get it for 20, I'm a happy camper with that. So, okay. Moving on a little bit more from that. How much of the NBA have you actually watched this year? Any?
A little.
Are we in NBA season yet?
No. We're not.
Okay.
We'll get there.
We'll get there? All right. Because there has to be – I'm waiting for the switch to flip on Seth Kamen's for the NBA season because I got lots of NBA to talk. And
let's talk it. I know what's going on. It's not that hard. I follow it. I just haven't watched that much.
Okay, fair enough. So, all right. Then let me ask you this. All right. Anthony by the way, Anthony Davis, I saw this meme the other day. He is now he's endorsing a new shoe. It's the boots that you wear when you tear your Achilles.
Oh. Stop.
So I think I asked you this maybe the other day. Who is the only player that has been on the injury list more times than Anthony Davis since he has come into the NBA?
You've never asked me this question.
Okay. Not injury list. So each game there is an injury report, right? Each game they may play, they're doubtful, whatever. Anthony Davis is number 2 since he has come into the league being on the injury report. Who is number 1?
Kawhi.
No. Because if you're out, you're out. Out doesn't count. You have to be you have to be injured and maybe, right? Like it's not
Paul George.
It is LeBron James. Because LeBron James never misses a game. So he always has something, right? Anthony Davis has been on the list almost 200 times. And that's not including the time that he's actually been out, which is incredible.
That's wild.
Over 3 seasons. Anthony Davis is a Hall of Famer. Yes, we can agree.
Yeah. Of course.
First of all, you got college and you got pro, right? So he won at Kentucky. You got that. Is it possible he's the biggest underachiever in NBA history? At least from our time frame. Maybe Ralph Sampson is in there.
How are you defining underachiever?
Expectations not met. And played. Like you can't have Greg Oden who never played. You got to have a guy that actually played.
No, he's not.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We've never discussed this. So
no, we haven't.
But no, he's what, a 10-time. Now, if your view is he could have been in the upper pantheon of all-time greats.
Yes, I think he could have been.
Then I can see why you would see him as a disappointment. Would you put him above Chris Webber in that range?
Well, remember Webber number one. Webber was the number 1.
Absolutely,
pick.
Was the number 1 pick.
And he was traded for Penny, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you could put Penny in there too, right?
Yeah, it's weird. You're talking about Hall of Famers as disappointments.
Yeah, I am.
And solid.
No, I am. No, I called them underachievers. I didn't call them disappointments. That's a big difference to me. underachievers means you didn't achieve everything you could have achieved. You didn't disappoint me by being a Hall of Famer. You just underachieved. You just weren't there. You didn't get to the top of the mountain when I think you should have. Look, you could call Shaq an underachiever too.
Yeah, I was going to say you can go in that direction as well. You can go in Barkley. You could say that about a lot of people.
Sure.
Barkley wasn't in shape for a lot of his career.
Sure.
Shaq never learned how to shoot a free throw.
Right.
And was just an amazing athlete.
Yep.
I got to think about that a little bit more, because that's not a simple question.
No, I agree with that. And I didn't pose it probably as well as I probably could have, right? It's part of my Anthony Davis. Let's look at this, right? Going through it. Anthony Davis is Mike Trout.
No, Anthony Davis won a championship. Was in conference finals.
No, I meant I'm looking at what. Well, yeah, I guess that's not fair.
Mike Trout was the unequivocally best player in baseball for 5 years.
It's
that
also,
makes no sense.
No, Mike Trout. No, it's not fair. That is not fair. Looking at what I'm looking at, that's not fair.
I don't get where you're going with it.
I was going with Mike Trout was an MVP the first 5 out of 9 years, and then has done nothing since then, and that's accurate. Mike Trout
is Ken Griffey Jr.
or Albert Pujols. That you're right. That is the best comp, because Anthony Davis, while not being an all-star, he's only been an all-star 2 out of the last 8 years, believe it or not.
That is shocking, actually.
And he's only made one All-NBA team in the last 8 years. Most of that is because he just hasn't played. It's not a matter.
Which is why I don't understand. I truly don't understand the contract extensions people are discussing when they're talking about trading for him.
Yep.
I don't get how you extend a guy who's 33 years old, 32 years old, whatever it is, who has not played more than 65 games in the last how many years?
Okay, so let's talk about that, right? Is it a matter of, remember, these guys have egos, right? These guys, they're NBA players, right?
Yes.
And he's earned a max contract for the last, 8-9 years. So it's not the team talking max contract. It's the player talking max contract. It's Rob Paul talking Rich Paul talking max contract. It's not the Lakers saying, or the Mavs saying, or any team that acquires him saying, but in this player empowerment era, it's Anthony Davis saying, I'm not going to go there, and I'm not going to re-sign with you unless it's a max contract. So then you're only getting 1 year. So what are you giving?
I'm reading from 2018 going forward.
Yep.
Last year in New Orleans, he had 56. 2019, he had 62. Yeah. 2020, 36. 2021, 40. Now, 40, to be fair, the 36 one is a little unfair because that's COVID.
COVID. I'm looking at the same thing you are. 40, 56, 76, 51, 51, 20. Right?
Yeah. I have no interest in trading for him. I don't understand the argument for it. When you're going to have to sign an extension to this guy for $40 to $50 million.
Seth, that's why there's no trade.
I understand.
You are making the case why Atlanta and Detroit did not trade for him.
No, because I don't think anyone will trade for him.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
And here's the other thing. Now that he's out for the foreseeable future, right? He's probably out for the rest of the year, if you had to guess. Because, again, Dallas wants to lose because Dallas doesn't have the control of their pick until 2032 when your son will be in high school. No joke. That's the next time they have their own pick is 2032. So the fact is they want him to sit because they want to lose. Cooper Flagg will not in my opinion, probably will not be back anytime soon because they want to lose.
Correct.
So you go into the summer, and Anthony Davis has 1 year at, I believe it's 54, and a player option at 62 after next year. Player option, not team option. And Dallas says, okay, I got Anthony Davis coming back. I got Kyrie coming back. I got, let's say, the 8th pick in the draft, and I got Cooper Flag. Or I can make a trade. Seth, they're running this back next year because there's no reason not to. Because if they lose, they don't control their pick. And if they trade them, they're not getting anything for them. Because nobody wants to re-sign this guy for $69 million a year to play 40 games. And there's no reason to do that. If they're smart, if there is a team that is intelligent, if there is a team that can get into the ear of Rich Paul and make sense, you arrange a contract like Joel Embiid used to, or you arrange a contract like Zion Williamson, where you get escalators based on amounts of games played.
Correct.
Pay for play, right? And I'm not sure Rich Paul goes for that. I'm not sure Anthony Davis goes for that.
But Anthony Davis can retire. He's
well,
got a
right, but this is 2 years into the future, right? So
yeah.
If he takes the $63 million and plays 81 games, maybe he does get a max contract after that for 2 years. Who knows?
I cannot imagine anybody would send would sign that based on 1 year based on one contract year out of 8.
Have you seen what Paul George signed for? Have you seen what Joel Embiid signed for?
I've got to imagine at some point these people are going to be smarter than that.
Oh, have you met the NBA owners that put in a salary cap because they are not smarter than that to protect against themselves? Let's remember, salary caps are not meant, and this is maybe a historical lesson in sports. Salary caps are not meant to lower salaries for players. They do that. They artificially do that. No question. They do lower the salaries. They are meant so owners don't spend $120 million on a guy and then he gets hurt. They are meant to protect owners against themselves. Because if you don't protect an owner against yourself, you get the Steve Kemps of the world or the Danny Tartables of the world. And yes, I'm going to name every bad free agent that George Steinbrenner ever did. Eddie Whitson's of the world, Kevin Brown's of the world. I can keep going because there are a lot.
Does it make you feel better as opposed to the Mike Hamptons of the world or the?
Oh, no. Mike Hampton, the 1 year he was in New York, won 20 games.
Didn't he sign an 8-year deal
with the Colorado Rockies?
Okay.
Yes, there are bad contracts. You could say the Jason Bays of the world too. There are Mets bad, Vince Coleman's. Yeah, the Mets have them too. But if you say bad free agent in New York sports, Seth, and somebody's our age, it's George Steinbrenner. Come on. Can't be anybody else. Anyway, all right. We got 5 minutes left. I will go first. Free Jonathan Kuminga. Free him. Steve Kerr, let him go. Let him play somewhere else. Let him play in Brooklyn. He would even go to Sacramento. He said he would have gone to Sacramento. Nobody goes to Sacramento. Free Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga today demanded a trade. Oh, goody. That's going to solve the problem. Jonathan Kuminga, who is earning $24 million this year and $24 million next year in a 1-and-1 player option on his contract, has been sitting on the bench for the Golden State Warriors. And when I say sitting on the bench, 2 weeks ago, Golden State played every single player on their bench except for Jonathan Kuminga. This is a guy earning $25 million. And it wasn't because he has an attitude problem. And it wasn't because he's an asshole. It's because Steve Kerr just doesn't want to play him. Now, this is Hall of Famer Steve Kerr.
Correct.
For the Golden State Warriors, who are not tanking, they're actually playing to win $25 million. And the reason is Steve Kerr doesn't trust him, has not trusted him. So he has asked for a trade numerous times. Today, he demanded a trade. And the last line, Seth, of this ESPN article, which was reported by Shams, the Warriors is this. It's the second to last line. Excuse me. The Warriors' decision makers have also given zero assurances to any team that Kuminga will be traded prior to the deadline, despite the dynamics at play, believing it could prove to be better business to push this decision to the summer. Rival executives say they believe that the stance is a bluff and Kuminga will be moved. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Kuminga come summer can say F you and leave because it's a 1-and-1 with player option. So, yeah, it's a bluff. There's no way, none, that he is on this. I will take more bets that Kuminga's off the team than John Morant.
Okay.
All right. Have at it, my friend.
Okay. By the way, there's a national title game.
Oh, yeah, that game. Go Miami. Said no Syracuse player ever. But no. I will. Go Miami.
Yeah. The big bad Indiana Hoosiers. One of the two best sports recovery stories of the last 25 years.
NIL. Transfer portal.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
They were over a zillion years.
Yep.
They bring in a group of 5 coach who says, Google me. And they become 24-2 in his 2 years there. And are the favorite, deservedly so, after the ass whipping of a lifetime over Oregon.
True.
Which you were lucky enough to attend and drink there.
I was.
Good for them. Miami, the plucky underdog. Who would have thought? But the two best redemption stories of the last 25 years, Leicester City EPL soccer, Indiana football. There's nothing close to either of them.
So I have a question for you real quick. Do you pay any mind to the SEC teams that say, I got the crap beaten out of me during the regular season, so I was so tired I couldn't make it into – yeah, okay, good. Me too.
How long off did they have in between?
Oh, I'll give you even better. You can't have it both ways. You can't get into the tournament because you played a harder schedule and then complain that you had a harder schedule.
It's the SEC. They can complain about anything, and they often do.
That's right.
And the practicality is the NIL has evened the playing field significantly.
Correct.
And where was the great SEC talent this year? Georgia was very good, not great. Alabama barely belonged in the tournament, if at all. Oklahoma was probably the weakest non-group of 5 team to make the tournament.
Yep.
A&M has no offense and didn't beat anybody good. Texas beat nobody this year. Vanderbilt's a really nice story.
In one of the best memes I have ever seen on Facebook earlier this week. You know, car dealerships exist in the Midwest too now. They don't just exist in the Southeast Conference. All right. For Seth Kamens, I'm Sean Palmer. We'll talk to you guys next week. It was good seeing you all. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good one.
Bye.